Namaste and welcome to the course of Elements of Mechanical Engineering. In this video we will try to understand what is this boiler. So you know that boiler is one sort of a vessel or a container where the water is converted into steam. It is the process of producing a steam. As you could see in this sun, like I do have a heat, a sort of source where I use this heat in order to convert this water into steam, and that steam is pumped out for specific reason, maybe for a turbine or for any other reason that we need it has been taken out through the chimney. Okay. So now in order to classify, mainly the boilers have been classified into two. One is water tube boiler, another one is fire tube boiler. When it comes to a water tube boiler, so this is how it happens. So you can see this there, I do have a container, a vessel over here, where I do have water flowing through this tube, and I do have fire over here. So one thing which has been concluded that if I add any water inside the tube, I call it as a water tube boiler. And somewhere if I could go with this example, this is a fire tube boiler where you can see this, the fire has been running through these tubes, as you can see the two tubes, where the water has been surrounded. So therefore if the fire would have in a tube, we do call it a fire tube boiler. If I add water into the tube, I do have a water tube boiler. Another way, the fire has been surrounded and the water is inside the tube, water tube boiler, and the water has been surrounded and fire inside the tube, we call it as a fire tube boiler. Okay. So still more classification of a boiler, it comes in according to the principle of working. One is water tube boiler, as I said earlier, water flows inside the tube. You could see again in this case, this is a tube where you can see that the water is flown through the tube where all the fire has been surrounded, right? In another way, it's a fire tube boiler where the fire is been inside the tube, or just the hot glasses, flue glasses are inside the tube, as you could see over here, right, and been surrounded with the water. So this one water tube boiler, this one fire tube boiler. Okay. Further, according to the location of the furnace, that furnace is the one where the combustion takes place. That says out where the fuel burning takes place. Okay. So one is internally forced fired boiler where the furnace is located inside the boiler, as you could see in this case. This is a whole boiler where the fire is located inside the boiler, right? So another one, it's an externally fired boiler, as you could see over here. It's in a whole boiler vessel. It's a tube which runs in. You can see over here there is a fire over here, which is an external part of a boiler. So where there the furnace is located outside the boiler, not inside the boiler. In this case, the furnace is located inside the boiler. So we call this as an internally fired boiler, and this one externally fired boiler. So now according to the circulation of water. So this circulation of water, one would be a natural circulation where the water circulates inside the tube or inside the boiler by gravity itself. And the another one is a forced one, where there the circulation of water takes place by use of a pump. Other classification will be according to the axis of the boiler shell. So one, whether it's in a boiler shell, is been located vertically, so heating tubes are vertical therefore, and another one is in a horizontal, and the heating tubes are horizontal. That's just a way that the tubes are placed vertically, we call them as a vertical boiler. If it is placed horizontally, then we call it as a horizontal boiler. The heating tubes, it do depends on a heating tube. Okay. Now next followed by the according to their use. One is stationary boiler, as you can see here. This boiler can't be moved. It's a stationary, where I do a cold water pumping in. I have a what you call this is a furnace or the place where the combustion takes place, and it has been generated. Here the water is converted into steam, and that water or steam is used for a specific person. Here the boilers are stationary. So in a way, if I had a locomotive boilers, as if you can see over here, this is a locomotive boiler which is used in almost all trains. So where the boiler moves, it moves with the system. Here in this particular case, the boiler keeps stationary. In this, the boiler moves with the system. As you can see over here, I do have a firing system over there where this whole combustion takes place. That's been followed through the tubes where the steam is water is converted into steam. Steam pumps and runs this engine, as you can see over here, and this engine moves. So we call this as a locomotive boiler. So one more boiler we do have, marine boilers. These are the boilers which are used in a marine condition, underwater or in water. We call them as a marine boiler, as such in this case, where the cold water is being pumped to this pipe, and we do have a combustion system over here where the fire takes place or the heating takes place. That heat being passed to the water, where water is converted into steam, and steam is pumped back to work to run the marine engines. So this is a classification of boilers. This is how the classification of boilers are being done, and this is the basics of a boiler. Thank you.